Hi everyone, this is Glenn Flaherty from the Sweet Spot on the Dice Tower podcast, also from Games and Bourbon, and also from I'mASocialGamer.com. And today I want to draw attention to the solo variant of the Castles of Burgundy, the card game. And quickly, I'm going to compare the two-player, the solo, the pros and cons of this, and you can see if it's there for you. I'll give you my opinion. First, let me tell you, this is a Euro that's very inexpensive. Holy moly, do you get a lot for the buck. I think it's like a $15 game. Amazing. So much to do. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get to how it is at play. What you're doing in the game is you're trying to score points, and that's really all there is to it. It says the castles of Burgundy, although I can guarantee you there are no castles. It says France. This could not be less related to France. The cards are quite bland. The instructions are hard to read, and that's, I guess, what you've come to enjoy about the Euro. Well, anyway, what do we do in this? So essentially, we're going to have these 6 cards here. These 6 cards represent the dies in the game, okay? And, you know, what you do is you take cards and you say, hey, this card, if you have a number 1, you get that card. If you roll a number 2, you get that. If you get a number 3, you get that, and so forth and so on. Now, how do you know what cards you get? Well, these cards in the game, and let me pull this up here, are going to have multiple functions. The cards serve as your dice. If you have a card, the first thing you do, your activation dice is a 3. So, you know, the card that's on the 3 spot, you would get that. Now, interestingly, some of these cards, let's say you get this card here. When you get a card, it's going to go into something called your project area. But then you have to activate it again to put it into your scoring pile. The score you get is the number on the bottom. In this case, this would be a 4. And when you get triplets of cards, you score them, okay? Now, when you get a card, the top is the die you roll to activate a card. The second thing on it is the benefit you get. So in this case, you get 2 cards to put in your project area. And lastly, if you get a triplet of the cards, you get the victory points at the bottom. What does it look like? Well, if you see over here, this is your project area. You convert it, you put it into your estate, which is just your scoring pile. And then when you get 3 in a row, you not only get a bonus per card, you finally get the victory points at the bottom there. Now, the good thing about this game is that you get bonuses all over the place. You get bonuses for having 3 of a kind. You get bonuses for having 3 of a kind of that color. You get a bonus if you have 1 of every color. Also, every round. So instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, in this game they like to say A, B, C, D, E. That's always helpful. If you get a triplet, you get 1 of these bonuses. You can get 3 barrels, you can get 2 of those cards, you can get some goods, you can get 3 workers, stuff like this. There's workers in here like this, and they let you manipulate your cards if you aren't happy. Like if you have a card that says 4, but there's nothing on 4, you can use this card that says, hey, subtract 1. So now I have a 3, so I can grab that card. That's essentially how this works. That's the 2-player mode. The 1-player mode essentially is you doing the same thing, except you're doing it against the AI, and the AI is simply a pile of cards. And remember I said that you score if you have triplets. So what happens is the AI will get 3 cards in their first try. Boop, boop, boop. They'll have, oh, look, this guy got 2 blues, and now he has this. The next round, he gets 4 cards. And basically, you're racing against the AI to get triplets, okay? At the end of the game, you count it per points, and that's who's the winner. And that's all there is to it. Now, the good things about it. Wow. There are so many things to do in this game. Between choosing your card, what order to do it in, you also have the options of doing side things. Now, there are these little helper aids you can get off of Board Game Geek, and trust me, you're going to need it because there's holes in the book. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a game where you didn't need assistance? But yeah, so what happens in this? Well, basically in the game, you can activate cards to take cards. You can place them into your scoring estate. There's things in this game called goods that you can sell. They give you silver. Silver you can use to get workers or take extra actions. You can get extra workers if you decide to on a turn, so you can manipulate dice. And then if you have enough money on the backside, you get to do even more things. You can get extra activation cards. So the short of that is that on every single turn, there's always something to do. And not only is there something to do, you can really, really squeak every single ounce, just squeeze it out of that sponge of gameplay and get the most for your experience. There's always something to do. I mean, down to the very last thing, there's always something you can choose. It's fantastic. Okay, I highly recommend it. It's a type of game you can play over and over. Now, here are the cons of the game. First of all, the cards are hideous. Two, the cards are very hard to tell from each other. So let me push this out of the way, and I'll show you what I mean. So there's a bonus in the game if you get cards of different colors. Okay, so check these out. Yeah, these two cards, they're actually two different colors. Can you tell? I can't really. It might even just be a bad print job. This one is a little bit more able to tell two shades of green, but again, it might just be a coloring error. Who knows? But they actually are supposed to be different. Let's take a look at the rule book. The rule book is microscopic. Okay, what am I talking about? Let's take a look here. Okay, can you see this? Yes, this thing that's like the size of my finger, that just the top of my finger can cover, shows you about 10 or 11 cards. Yes, I can cover it like that. I can't tell what's on there. Anyway, and then on the inside, they give you little diagrams. Hey, look at all these different cards. See how they look almost the same shade and you can't tell what's going on? Yep, you're supposed to be able to tell what those are. Also, where's that setup picture? There's one picture in here. Man, where is it? Thing was like the size of my fingernail. It's not that many pages. Ah, here it is. Yes, that's right. This is in the setup. Can you see all those cards? That looks like it could fit on a pin drop. Anyway, okay, and then the solo variants in the back. So, yeah, that's hard to read. The cards are hard to tell apart, but it's a very, very good game. It looks like a mess. That's the other thing. Man, does it take up a table, but that's okay. It is such a fantastic game. I think you're really, really going to dig it. The price point is fantastic. So, and you know what? The idea that you get solo play out of it, man, does that make it worthwhile. Okay, you can play this with other people. They're going to dig it. And for as much going on, it is very logical and very easy to understand. So this game, highly recommended. Okay, once again, just in case you forgot, the Castles of Burgundy, the card game. Totally get it, guys. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.